Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Laptime challenge on Gran Turismo 7. I'm one day late, so let's do this one quick. We are racing on Autodromo de Interlagos today and in a special old car, which is the Ferrari GTO from 1984. The car is equipped with sports medium tires. The current world record is a 139.8 and that leaves us to beat at least a 142.8. So let's get right on track and into the guide. And we're starting this early cause this already is really important. Cut a lot of the curb on the inside early up to third and then back to the power. Then keep it to the inside and early ahead of this left-hander here, early upshift to fourth to not go too wide on the track. And then try to carry a good amount of speed to the finish line to actually now start into your lap. So if you got this right, go over to the right hand side of the track, and the first brake marker I used is this gap in the barrier on the right hand side right ahead of the 150 meter board. Go hard into the brakes initially and try to keep the steering straight to use maximum grip for brake down. Then turn in second gear and very late to the first gear down to have some more grip and rotation into the corner. Cut a lot of the inside curb, then short power input in second, over to the right and cutting a lot of that curb again, early up to third, then up to the power and then very early upshift to fourth and then flat out again. Try to keep the car to the inside whilst not giving too much steering input to not have understeer and go too wide. Then you can actually go flat out in fourth. Then if you got this one right, your next brake marker is shortly ahead of the 150 meter board. Again brake hard and use all the grip for braking, so try to keep the steering straight and then go for a late turn in. Use second gear when going into the corner, then early upshift to third and try to go as soon as possible back to the power whilst avoiding to go too wide because the car might have oversteer then. Then rev out third gear and use all the width of the track, go over to the left hand side of the track, upshift to fourth, and the next brake marker I used will be the 100 board on the left hand side. So shortly after that brake, go down to third gear, then use some trail braking to have grip for rotation, go to the inside, short downshift to second, might reduce some speed before going early up to third again, and I actually went a bit too wide on this one, but then your next brake marker will be the beginning of this dark tire marks on the tarmac. So back to the brakes and use trail braking again when turning into this corner. Late downshift to first gear might help with rotation before upshifting to second, then a short power input before going to the brakes again to keep the car on the inside of this left-hander, and then go gently back to the power again, and when opening up the steering to have the car straighten up, then you might go flat out in this one. Up to third, and then you have some concrete area next to the track right and left hand side. Once these ends, this is your brake marker. So hard into the brakes again, go for a late turn in, down to first again for rotation, early up to second, over the inside curb, and then gently back to the power before going flat out in second. Then for the left hander, early up to third and give it some gentle power input to keep it to the inside before going flat out again, and the next brake marker I used is the end of the curb on the right hand side. So shortly after that, brake hard and keep it to the right hand side down to second, then go for a late turn in over the inside curb, early upshift to third, and then gently back to the power and flat out using the curb on the right and not turning in too much because otherwise you might have oversteer reaction by the car. And then again, early upshift to fourth for this left-hander to keep it to the inside, and then keep it in fourth gear until you make your way to the finish line, hopefully getting those 2 million credits. And if you know my channel, you know what's about to come. We'll be reviewing this lap once more from chase cam. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe as it helps the channel massively to grow. So starting into your lap, go over to the right hand side of the track and shortly ahead of the 150 board, brake hard in a straight line, use the grip for braking before turning in, lay down to first for a rotation, over the curb on the left, short power input in second, over the curb on the right, early up to third, short power input, before shifting early to fourth and back to the power in fourth, and use all the width of the track through this corner to get the momentum and the speed out of this one. And depending on your exit speed, your next brake marker will be shortly ahead of the 150 board. Brake hard in a straight line again, go down to second, try to go close to the inside curb, early up to third and then back to the power again using all the width of the track and avoiding power oversteer. Then rev out third gear, go over to the left hand side of the track, upshift to fourth and at the 100 board, brake again, down to third, let the car roll into the corner, shortly down to second for more rotation, early up to third, short power input again, and at the tire marks on the tarmac, back to the brakes and use trail braking into the corner, shortly down to first for more rotation, up to second, short power input, braking again to keep it narrow at this left-hander, gently back to the power, opening up the steering, go flat out, and at the end of the escape road, left and right, brake hard again, go for a late turn in, down to first for rotation again, early up to second and flat out at the exit of the corner. Into this left-hander, early upshift to third, try to keep it narrow, some gentle power input before shortly going flat out, and at the end of the curb brake hard in a straight line, go down to second gear, go for a late turn in over the curb on the left, early upshifting to third, and then back to the power using all the width of the track to avoid power oversteer. And last but not least, early upshift to fourth to keep it narrow into this one and not go wide in the corner, and then keep it in fourth gear until you make it to the finish line, hopefully getting yourself a gold time and 2 million credits in this challenge. So what are my thoughts in the end on this challenge? To be bloody honest, I did not really enjoy this one. It might be that the poor tire grip and the poor brakes fit to the car of 1984, but doesn't make it really fun to drive. It took me quite a decent amount of laps to get into the gold sector and some more to improve to be at least hopeful to keep the gold until the end of the challenge. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What was your experience with this challenge and did you enjoy it? And as usual, if this guide helped you out, I'd be happy if you drop a like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. And then I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching again and bye bye.